Hello and welcome to Campaign Chronicles, our daily look at the French presidential contest. Today, though, we're shifting our attention from France to French expats. Their votes are becoming a key election battleground, so much so that as many as 11 people are set to be elected to Parliament specifically to represent them. 300,000 of them are in London, and that's what took socialist candidate François Hollande to the British capital on Wednesday. For more on this, I'm joined by our press reviewer, Elena Casas. Hello, Elena. How did François Hollande's visit then go down with the local press?
Let's see what the British papers thought of him, shall we? The Guardian, let's start there. They're really enthusiastic. They've got an editorial today headlined, "A Very Welcome Visitor." They say that François Hollande, with his ideas like the 75% tax on millionaires that we were talking about yesterday, he's going in exactly the right direction in the way that politicians of the left in the future should be trying to deal with the economic crisis, making the people who caused it pay effectively. They say they hope he managed to inspire his British opposite number, the Labour leader Ed Miliband, who he met yesterday, saying that they hope he managed to share ideas and that they really hope that he wins, that he manages to change the course of Europe, if you like, because, of course, he'd be the only socialist leader almost amongst a Europe mostly made up of right-wing governments who are going in a direction of austerity. The Guardian says they hope he can sort of be the representative of a political alternative. Of course, though, for the right-wing British press, like The Times, he's a danger to the City of London and a danger to British interests. That's what they say. They've headlined the piece, François Hollande hits town with Ed Le Rouge. Ed Miliband, of course, they're calling him Ed the Red today. And for them, he's on a crusade against capitalism, they say. They say that, his policies were very damaging to the City of London, very damaging to economic interests there. They point out that a lot of the French voters he's trying to appeal to do actually work in finance and are bankers, and indeed moved to Britain in order to escape the so-called French social model, which is known for being quite solid and stiff and making it very difficult for young graduates, for example, to get jobs because it's not very flexible. The Times says a lot of British people living in London are there so they can live in the Anglo-Saxon, as the French people call it, model of
French
capitalism.
people living in London. You said British.
Oh,
Just
sorry.
to clarify.
French people go to London in order to live in a more flexible economic system, according to the Times. So François Hollande is exactly the wrong image for them, they say. The Independent, though, has headlined their piece, "François Hollande conquers London," or, yes, and they say, though, that I thought all the French in London, says the journalist, were bankers who worked in Canary Wharf and went home in the evening to South Kensington to eat pastries. Now I've discovered that they're not. They're all kinds of people from all walks of life, and a lot of them are very enthusiastic about François Hollande and his policies. They talk about all the people, students, teachers, lots of young people, French living in London, who came out to his rally last night. But of course, they're especially important to François Hollande at this election because, as you said, there's going to be an MP who will cover effectively just British expats living in the UK and the rest of Northern Europe, who will be sitting in the Assemblée Nationale like any other parliamentarian, but that's who they'll be representing. So what exactly would they be expected to do? William Hildebrandt has more.
It's a radical shake-up of the French Parliament. France is to create 11 constituencies to represent its expatriates who live abroad. The plan was a brainchild of Nicolas Sarkozy's UMP party, and early on the socialists criticized it as gerrymandering, but now they look to be jumping on board.
There are approximately 2.5 million French people living abroad, and they deserve to have their own elected officials. The French Assembly currently elects senators to represent those who are abroad, but it's an indirect vote. This would be a direct vote.
And that's an idea that proves popular here at this socialist rally in London.
It's nice to see that just because you're abroad, you aren't ignored. We're part of the campaign. Suddenly you feel connected to your country.
Despite the fact that we're living abroad, we still have a say with regards to pensions, employment, and family life. And so it's quite important that our views are also represented.
High on the agenda for these new MPs will be France's diplomatic and consular networks, schools and cultural institutions, allocations that get hundreds of millions of euros. Socialist candidate Axel Lemaire says these budgetary issues require a representative in the National Assembly.
The French who are abroad at the moment can't elect MPs, so there's this democratic deficit, which is bizarre for the 21st century. It's globalisation in its best form to be able to be represented, regardless of where you live.
Countries with the largest French immigrant population, such as the UK, Germany, Switzerland and the United States, will have constituencies. It's a busy campaign season for France, with presidential elections in April and May and legislative elections in June.
Now, in that report, we heard from Axel Lemaire, the socialist candidate to be the MP for French expats in the UK. And for more on this, I'm now joined on the phone from London by Emmanuel Savary, the UMP candidate for the same job. Hello, thank you very much for being with us. Now, what do you think that French people living in the UK are looking for in the next president? What do they want?
Oh, the French people, they want a representation of people actually going to listen to their preoccupation and defend their own interest when the candidate will be elected to be a member of the parliament. So they really want something to represent them and just to be their voice in Paris.
And as the deputy for French people living in London, what do you hope to achieve?
The thing is, at the moment, what I hope to achieve is just to be there for them, to understand the whole preoccupation of French people living abroad, not only the people in London and in the UK. We've got 10 countries, so we should not forget all of the other 9 countries in this circumstance.
Now, it's often said that a lot of French people living in London, that there's this perception that most of them are bankers, that they're very well off. So how has François Hollande's latest but idea to tax millionaires more gone down there?
Well, I think that's going to affect directly a part of the French population living in London. But not all the people are making a lot of money in London. You know, the majority are people like you and me working and having normal jobs and having a normal life. But everyone coming to live abroad, and especially in London, there are people who want to work hard and to have different chances and to be able to have a normal life abroad.
Emmanuel Savary, I'm afraid that's all we've got time for. Thank you very much for joining us this morning, and thank you, Elena, for running us through the British press and joining in with that interview. That's it for Campaign Chronicles. That's it from all of us here at Live from Paris. Thanks for watching. Do stay tuned to France 24.
This week, France 24's Campaign Chronicles is focusing on what could seem to be a rather strange political rendezvous, the Paris Agricultural Fair. Alongside the thousands of animals, a whole host of presidential wannabes, and while for the livestock it may be about getting the rosette for Best in Show, it's just one stop in the race for the Élysée Palace.
Don't miss Campaign Chronicles, Friday, 1:10 p.m. Paris time on France 24.